Let's get this shit over with.
Oh, no, no, no. You can't stop this, no. Hey. I know that this is my destiny. I was at my lowest, he saw the best of me. All of my doubts are the rest in peace. Buried them deep in the leg, I can work with the rest of me. Yes, I am blessed, never stress disconnect from all my demons. They can never get the best of me. Truly blessed to be a...
Hello, nomads, party people, and strangers everywhere across the internet. My name is V. Welcome to the ever so illustrious show of Nomadic Reviews, the show where we look into the good, the bad, the obscure, the overrated, the underrated, and all things both independent and mainstream. God School. Made in the same vein as many a children's programming, whether it's for the 90s, early 2000s, or... God School is another crackhead. What if we just take, Greek mythology and try to do our own little twist with it? Probably not the greatest, but hey, who am I to try and shove dirt into someone's eye?
What?
So anyway, let's get into the review proper.
Knock, knock.
The central plot. Olympus has gone from being the pinnacle location for all things involving divinity, is basically centered around it being a high school for all gods and goddesses, like Eris, the goddess of discourse, chaos, as well as probably Twitter. With it, we are also treated to various different gods that we all know and love. They're all centered around this whole thing where, hey, guess what? We're all gonna have these kids just be teenagers to basically be raised by the Titans, like Rhea and Kronos.
No, you all are so cute. I just want to eat you all up.
What an asshole.
Yeah, that sounds smart. And after which, the whole focus isn't about the whole convoluted nature that would probably be best suited as a who rewrote the universe and why. No, the whole thing is Eris is shunned by all the gods and goddesses because...
That's the daughter of Nyx.
This Eris is nasty and unpredictable. There's no way the Titans can allow this bad seed to disturb the order of Olympus.
The Moirai said that she would be trouble.
Shut the up!
Oh, also Paris is here, but we don't really care about Paris, so who cares? I'm adding in this section relatively earlier on than anticipated because, as you guys are probably seeing, we've had some weirdness with this episode. But I want to try and take a note to talk about the voice acting because, frankly, there's a lot of great talent here, but we also have a problem. As we're sitting here at this moment, we have numerous great people in this cast. We have Morgan Berry, we have P.M. Seymour, we have Lizzie Friedman. We have many a great people that are on this show. We have many a great people doing their damnedest to bring out the best quality. But my issue probably being handled out right now, I'd have to say, is how they're being directed. Let me put it to you guys like this. When we're directed for a lot of stuff, whether it's for a bigger production, for like maybe the silver screen, your big blockbuster films, or your big indie projects that go on to South by Southwest, or it could be something small scale, like television. The direction about how you're going to be led into your project is going to be dictated in a huge way. But the way that I'm seeing God School being directed isn't supposedly on the best of terms, because rather than it being like shows that were targeted for kids, but then given that whole serious factor of, we know you're young and you're children, but we're not going to dumb it down for you. You're more than just a child in pee-pee poo-poo diapers. We're going to give you stuff that holds meat and substance, and we're going to treat you with the respect you deserve. And frankly, the direction when it comes to this show isn't really the best. whether it's how they're trying to handle a lot of mythological notes for the inconsistencies that are littered about more so than Disney's Hercules, or whether they're trying to build certain relationships that seem haphazard at best with how they're being directed. It's a bit of a shit show in a very grotesque way, which is the worst thing when you have a lot of great talent on board and yet you don't seem to trust your audience to really be invested over just, oh look kids, shiny. What if we just give you just the driest bit of dialogue from very good actors? Would that make you clap your hands? It's just not a good fit, man. It's just not a good fit. Okay. Demographic. This segment is gonna be weird because it's the first I'm gonna do in this live. Okay, we got gods.
Fuck your life.
We got heavenly music.
Fuck your life.
We got My Little Pony animation.
Fuck your life.
We got a shitty plot.
Fuck your life.
All of this for the demographic of all the people that really wanted them to experience Disney's Hercules before Disney Plus became a fucking thing.
You want a shot? You want a shot? You want a shot? You want a shot?
It is astounding just how watered down this feels for everything involving how we do stuff with gods, goddesses, and everything involving the titans that are supposedly
Rulers of the cosmos.
when it's just like, okay, how do we do stuff that makes the Percy Jackson films look like they have a modicum of sense?
So you have a lot of siblings on Earth.
I didn't have any friends. But yeah, I do have a big family.
Ugh, what are you even talking about?
I'm bored. You're boring me.
Like, I get it, you guys trying to cater to a children's audience, but honestly, for anything for children's audiences, I feel like from the shows that we get today, whether it's from Gravity Falls, Owl House, Star Wars, The Clone Wars, fucking, I don't know, Adventure Time and all that shit, I feel like we shouldn't do stuff that's dumbed down for the kiddies.
But it gives you guys millions of views on YouTube, so obviously your fans really do want you to continue your progress and not just doing it because the animation quality and your voice actors are giving you that whole big boost.
No, I'm not being condescending. Why are you zooming in like I'm being condescending? Okay, so I gotta say something nice, otherwise people think I'm just being that guy. You know, that guy with the hat, the tie, the jacket, and always behind a blue screen or something while he yells at the screen and pulls a gun on one of his assistants. You know, nostalgia turd. All I'm gonna say for positives is that the music does bring a certain, I'd say, whimsy to it, like probably an 80s or 90s TV show for kids. You know the shows I'm talking about, like that subdued stuff of Gem and the Holograms where someone's gonna have some juicy details brought about someone's got a hot date tonight, oh my god! Or from, I'd say, the 90s with Godzilla about to be encroaching on the early 2000s with that animated series set in New York City! Or probably the Ghostbusters animated TV series for all your assortments about how people like to do that whole entire schwooze effect. Whatever the case may be, that whole drip that it has for the TV series of God School is probably the only positive I can state, unless I think of any other positives at this moment in time. Awkward segue, or just me trying to pad out the time because I had to put on the AC because it's a fucking hot day, and I'm not apologizing about trying to cool myself off, mother.
Competition. Yeah, I ain't got no fucking.
I guess if I have just one more positive to say, it's that the animation is eye-catching. Whatever that means for a lot of people. All I'm gonna say is it's a definite distinct tone about what people really want in an animated series. I don't know why they had to draw Hades to look like he was Edward Cullen that just escaped a contract from Stephanie Meyer, and now he's on the run for the rest of his life to pretend to be a god in high school.
Wait a damn minute.
But hey, whatever. It's not like you're about to do a war crime or something. It's not like you're about to get Louis C.K. on the roster or whatever. It's not like y'all got any problematic voice actors that... Wait a minute. Over fucking all. This show, I can understand why certain people would love it because it caters to a certain denominator for people that want flashy, quick, in your face, and so child friendly. It's like giving someone a security blanket because no one should experiencing anything that's not part of the PC culture.
Oh, this is such a scary option.
But hear this from an actual parent, guys. Everything and all of these things, along with me having my own daughters, if they were to have kids, they wouldn't want something this pedantic. They'd want something that's rated G, but still pushes the envelope to say that, hey, life isn't just all sunshine and rainbows. You gotta learn some real lessons that hits hard. You can't just protect your children forever with just PC material. That's not allowing your children to grow. And a show like this is degrading and de-evolving the mental process for children everywhere. And it's not like I don't respect PM Seymour or Morgan Berry or Lizzie or a few of the other cast members that you have involved with this project. It's not me taking digs at them. I don't care what awards this gets. It's like having Barney on cocaine with Pee Wee Herman using heroin, as we then throw in, I think, Bear's Big Blue House on LSD. But that's the whole feel. It's not anything that would be proven as, it's not something that is safe for the PC market. It's just a pedantic mess. I don't care how many millions this brings in. This is atrociously mediocre. To which point, I then just calculate everything from not only all the categories you guys saw today, but my own personal enjoyment, the analyzation factor, and using my own Nielsen family guidelines for what I needed to do. And this series, I'm going to award a D- with half a star out of 7. And I would be awarding this roughly a 2.6 out of 13. This series is just a monotonous mess of mediocrity. The fact that this show has an appeal for a wide audience, for people it's like young teenagers being like, hey, I can make a TV show, I can do something, I could just phone it in, we'll call it Wildcard. Just a bunch of shit like that to where you can do an ass pull and do whatever the fuck you want. This is the epitome of what pulling something out of your ass and doing whatever the fuck you want is.
Boy, you crazy!